why they put you through a humiliation ritual. So people are sacrificed for their energy. They're sacrificed for their energy, and there are certain unique energy signatures that do not exist anymore that used to, let's say, a few decades ago, a couple of decades ago. And you see certain people who are so vibrant, so full of life, and you wonder, why is it they've become a different person? Why is it they're a shell of themselves? What happened to them? Well, there are a variety of things that may have happened to them. Some we cannot discuss here, but as far as the humiliation ritual, we're going to talk about a few different types of them. Number one, the main reason why they would put you through a humiliation ritual is because they want to make you dark. They want to dampen your essence or darken your essence, and some people call it taking away your light or siphoning your light energy. But essentially what happens is they're trying to change you from a happy-go-lucky person who's vibrant, who's positive, who's optimistic, into someone who's dark, jaded, bitter, and potentially willing to do negative things yourself. Okay, so if you are a spiritual person, which I believe you are, if you're listening to this, there is spiritual warfare where essentially the dark side wants to make the light side dark. And I know that there's speculation from some people that say, oh, there is no dark side. Oh, there is no light side. It's all the same thing. If we think about it and break it down a little bit more, the dark and the light cannot coexist together harmoniously, because the entire job of the dark is to do away with the light, is to break down the light, is to reduce the light. So if you're on the light side, the entire time you would be getting attacked by the dark side. So they don't coexist. And I'm saying that because a lot of New Age practices say, oh, they're supposed to go together. They're supposed to balance each other out. No, they don't go together. They don't balance each other out. And then you have another group that says, oh, everything is all positive. Everything is happy. Everything is ethereal. Okay, that's heaven. That's higher dimensions. But we're talking about here right now, there is dark and there is light. And people who put people through a humiliation ritual typically want them to become dark. Or you could also put it as they want them to lose their essence. They want them to become a shell of themselves. So this can happen through a variety of ways. Sometimes it can be subtle. Sometimes it can be large. One example might be that you're at a job, you're doing really great at it, you love that job, and you have some coworkers who get together to set you up to be fired from that job. And when they set you up to be fired from that job, they all know about it, and it's based on a lie. Like maybe they say that you stole something and you didn't steal anything. But they all congregate together and work together, so when you get fired, you're going to be devastated, and they can get that emotional reaction and potentially even send you on a dark path. Send you on a dark path where you lose faith, where you lose hope, and you just become a dark person. This has happened throughout history so many times, where there might be a young man who's on the right path and really dark things happen to him similar to that, and all of a sudden he's like, you know what, I'm just going to go do this, I'm just going to go do that, and participates in illegal activity or something that ends up getting him in trouble, or ends up getting into substances, or something that ends up sending him totally down the wrong path. Another version of a humiliation ritual, which is quite common, is you're in a new relationship, you're really excited, you're really happy, and the people around you or someone close to you may know that that person is cheating on you or has negative plans for you or a negative agenda, but rather than coming to you and telling you, they just watch the whole thing unfold. And they want you to be so-called humbled or sad or darkened when things don't work out. They actually derive pleasure from this because they want to see you lose faith in love. They want to see you lose trust. They want to see you sad. They want to see you bitter. And that is really, really messed up. Those types of situations can be far worse than when you actually are losing the person that you like. It's when the people that were around you just sort of either let it happen or watch it, or you find out maybe even been working with the person, gossiping with the person, and that they wanted that person to do that to you as a way to so-called humble you, but it's actually a way of trying to take you down and make you feel, put you in a really bad place. So that's another type. The third type is what I call projection magic, or you could call it inverted magic, or you could use the term manipulation. There's a lot of ways that you can call it, but basically what it is it's when the people that you are dealing with essentially are trying to get you to put them up on a pedestal and put yourself down. And so here's a really great example of that. You might be a person that just got a really great job. You're really excited about it. You're feeling good about yourself, or you just finished your medical degree, or you just did something big. Maybe you lost a lot of weight, like something that you're very proud of, and the other person didn't. And they want you to lose the gains of what your accomplishment was. So there was a really good example of this on YouTube where there was a story about a medical doctor, and she was a top tier doctor, but the people at her job didn't like the fact that she was there. She didn't fit into their group, and she was young and she was happy and living her life, trying to do the right thing. So what happened was the people at her job set her up by planting things inside of her bag and trying to stage it to look like she was sneaking home pills or doing something she totally wasn't doing. Now, I can't remember the whole story, but she listened to her intuition and she caught it, and she was able to not go down that path that they wanted her to go down. But essentially, if they would have gotten her to fall for it, fall for the setup, and to lose her license, she would have lost all of her gains that she had, all of those years that she had worked. She would have lost all of that. And then the same people who were jealous of her, she would have put them up on a pedestal because they would have the great job and all that different stuff. Meanwhile, she wouldn't have a license. She wouldn't be able to do those things. This would be a classic example of an inversion. And this would be an example of a humiliation ritual. It's really sad that people do these things, and it's important to be aware of them. So the key thing to avoid situations like this, they happen on multiple levels, is to follow your intuition. Follow your intuition. If something feels off, it probably is. And I know this is said a lot, but be careful with sharing a lot of different information with different people. If you're at work with people, keep things very professional, keep things very clear. Don't engage too much about your personal life. If you have plans on maybe starting your own practice, if you're a doctor, or if you have plans on getting married and starting a family, or if you have plans on going on a big vacation or saving up a bunch of money or whatever those things are, please keep those things private and to yourself. Unless you're like 100% sure, like that you can trust those people and it's safe to share things with those people, it's probably best to keep things to yourself. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe if you like this video, and hit the notification bell. And if you're returning, it's great to see you again. And the good news is this: if you survived the humiliation ritual, you will now be in a position to where you will be able to remain in a higher frequency without getting involved with those type of dark setups, because you'll be more conscientious. You'll be more conscious and aware of these different aspects of society and how this stuff works. So I'm sorry if you had to go through this. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can check out my website. That's a great place to reach out on. Leave a comment below if you have any specific questions as well. And I hope you have an awesome, fun, great, amazing rest of the day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.